I'm Melissa Chartrand. I'm here at Sturgis Library in the Hooper Room, joined by Antonia Stevens, Assistant Director. I'm really excited to talk to you about this reading and discussion series. Now, this is a program, we were talking off camera a little, that you've inherited. It's grant supported.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
This is a series that is supported by Mass Humanities. This year they changed their requirements a little bit, so we were actually able to get the entire series funded this year, which is great. They like to promote programs that introduce people to the humanities, or just basically bring humanities to communities, either ones that are active in the humanities or people who are underserved, and that was very important for them this year. Was the underserved.
And then it's your job to come up, now the name of the series is Shaking Two Nickels Together, a literary perspective on impoverishment and income inequality. And did you yourself come up with that? Do you work with Lucy Loomis, the director, to come up with the idea and program?
This year we were required to focus a little bit on the social contract, some aspect of the social contract. And usually when I'm choosing the theme, I look back on the patron evaluations from previous years and look at what books or topics people are interested in. But this year, because we had that focus, I decided to try something that might have a little bit more of a local aspect to it. And I thought Cape Cod is a place where people usually go on vacation, or it's viewed that way, but there is that whole other side to it. And I thought it might be interesting to try and explore those questions using literature and allow people to bring current events into a discussion of literature.
And the program, so the first book you have in the series is Nickel and Dimed, on Not Getting By in America. And again, with this exploration, did you select, how does it work with those that are coming in to talk about the books?
What I do is I spoke to my 4 scholars and I told them what I was interested in, and I asked them whether there were books that they fell within their fields or anything that they were interested in that they thought would fit the theme. And this year, everybody was very excited by it. I have Ann Spire, who is the director of the South Dennis Library, is always really willing to do anything. She'll take on any book. So she's sort of, I always have her at the side there for whatever needs to be done. Elaine Craighead, who is discussing this book, has actually done work on it in the past, so she was very ready to pull that one out. The third scholar that we're having, Paula Krebs, she decided she wanted to do poetry, so she is doing Victorian poetry on impoverishment. And my last scholar is bringing in translation. It's an Italian author, Ignazio Silone, and it's a book called Bread and Wine, and that has more of a political bent to it, as well as poverty. So it's going to be a very varied series.
It's very varied, very topical, very fascinating to me, as you say, when you think of what Cape Cod is, and then some of these income inequalities with it.
I think part of the problem is our perception of why people are poor, that they somehow have deserved it, or they're somehow incapable of getting out of it because of themselves rather than the situation. And I think that looking at the perceptions of poverty and descriptions of poverty through literature, through history, you see that these problems are just constant, and we can discuss whether our own perceptions have changed, whether the situation has changed, whether there's anything we can do about it. I don't know, it's just perennial.
The first book here, Nickel and Dimed, on Not Getting By in America, it comes up at the end of January. And although folks have signed up for this program, there are still any of our viewers that might be interested in joining in this discussion or any of the discussions. How do they go about doing that?
All they need to do is give us a call or email me at sturgisreference@comcast.net, and I will sign you up and attempt to get you a book in time. We try to get all of our books through the CLAMS system or through interlibrary loan, so there's plenty of copies of Nickel and Dimed, so we can certainly get one. And you can come to all of the series if you want. You can come to just one. There's no rules. That's what makes it great, is because people can get a sort of an education, a great college class, without having to really commit to anything. nothing
Right.
much.
And let's talk a little bit about that. In your grant application, you had mentioned that although anyone is welcome to come to this, did you have a certain type of person in mind? And also the fact that there's an interesting benefit for some students.
Yes, well, one of the other aspects of the grant this year was that Mass Humanities was trying to reach underserved populations or engage new audiences. And depending on where you are, that can mean a different thing. And in our case, owing to the nature of this community, we usually have educated, older, active adults come in and attend this lecture. And we have many fewer younger people coming because, they're busy, or if they have teenagers, the teenagers are doing their own homework. And so even though the program might interest them, it isn't necessarily always that convenient. So I spoke to Jean Marie Fraser at Cape Cod Community College and showed her the program, and she was going to show it to some of the departments to see whether it might be an option for some of the students to take as an extra credit course. So we're hoping to reach to some younger crowd.
Which is wonderful, and then get them in the library and get them to see all the wonderful programs that you have.
And again, it's not a huge commitment, so it shouldn't be an extra workload. You don't have to write a paper on it, at least not for us.
Right, you have to read the book.
To read the book, participate in the discussion.
Right.
So that's always great.
That's wonderful. Let's talk about so you have this series, and you do the series every year, a different themed, as you mentioned. You also have some other book clubs.
Yes, we have a monthly book discussion group that meets on the third Tuesday of the month at 1:10 p.m. And that goes from September through May. And that's quite a lively group.
You had mentioned what I love about it, and this is something that we always say, you never know who you're going to meet, friendships that you form, and where it takes you. And you mentioned that this group that now many of the members that participate in that particular program do other social events together.
Yeah, they have. They've organized last year we had the History Along Route 6A, and a group of them got together to go tour the Yarmouth Green, and they just do some things together. And this group didn't know each other. A lot of them didn't know each other beforehand, and they weren't socializing, so it's kind of a fun new group of people to do things with.
Absolutely. And there's always something, as we say, there's always something happening here. And the best way, again, to get it is via the website. What it also works is that you can come to this website and have access to the calendar of all of our village libraries as well.
Yep. Definitely. You can go every single day to one of the libraries in Barnstable and do something pretty much all day long.
Excellent. Well, for our viewers, please, again, if you would like to find out more information or come and take part in one of the reading and discussion groups, that's the last Tuesday of the month, the fourth Tuesday of the month at 6:30 in the evening. But you can get to the website or give the library a call and speak to Antonia. Yeah. And I think that's it. So thank you so much for your time. Really wonderful program. Thanks for all that you do. I'm Melissa Chartrand for Antonia Stevens, wishing you an artful day.